Welcome, everyone. Namaste. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. As Christine said, my name is Joshua Webster, and I'll be guiding us through a healing meditation. It's one that's very old and sacred and dear to my heart. It was taught to me in part by the Dalai Lama himself almost 20 years ago, and I've been practicing it and really benefiting from it since then. But first, I want to talk a bit about the services that I offer at Lavender Lane. I'm a registered traditional Chinese medical acupuncturist for almost 10 years now. My practice includes cupping as well as shiatsu, tui na, and that's a form of massage that's complementary to acupuncture. I also offer cosmetic acupuncture, which can help to reduce fine lines and wrinkles and uplift the complexion. And it's something that I really have gotten great results with. I've also had significant results treating stress, insomnia, headaches, things like frozen shoulder, low back, and knee pain. I want to mention too, I've often been asked what conditions acupuncture can effectively treat. And I've honestly never had to turn anyone away from acupuncture, because acupuncture works really well to reduce stress, inflammation, and to boost the immune system. And all maladies put stress on the body and often cause inflammation. And by boosting our natural healing abilities of our immune system, we can better overcome any illness or imbalance that we're afflicted with. So TCM aims to balance and tonify our organs to allow our natural healing abilities to function at their most optimal. So it's my job as an acupuncturist to create the optimal internal environment for the natural innate healing ability of our immune system to thrive. Now, the meditation that I'd like to share today, however, comes from the Tibetan medicine tradition. This tradition is quite unique because it requires the medical practitioner to have gone through some serious health challenges before they're allowed to even begin their studies in this form of medicine. So only with great compassion and empathy can a healer truly relate and understand the patient's struggle and provide the best possible care. I've personally had some health struggles that definitely made me a better and more empathic healer in all the modalities that I practice, I believe. I was born with scoliosis, which has been a cause of serious pain and discomfort for years. And this constant challenge has given me great insight into the life of those living with chronic pain conditions and some real motivation to try and help. And it is with great joy and compassion that I now share this very old and sacred healing meditation with you. So before we get started, you might want to get a comfortable seated position. I like a nice pad underneath, nice cushion. Now there's 3 elements to this practice, but the third one is for healing practitioners. Today we'll just be meditating on the first 2 practices. I'm assuming that not everybody here is a healing practitioner. But if you're curious about the third part, please feel free to contact me later and I'm happy to share it with you. So this meditation is intended to help boost our immune function by helping us to connect with the energetic forces that can help us to increase our natural capacity to heal ourselves. There'll be a bit of time for questions at the end, but for now, let's get ready and get set for this meditation. So get cozy, nice comfortable posture. Now we're going to begin with a breath meditation in a moment. But first, for this meditation, we want to invite a healing force into our meditation practice with us. Traditionally, we would use Guru Medicine Buddha as the healing energy that we invite to sit in front of us. You could also use just a healing light or whoever you connect with, or whatever you connect with for your universal healing. You could just feel like you're connecting with the divine or with the healing source. I've had people envision a tree, a healing tree in front of them, a healing butterfly, all that stuff. But again, traditionally it was Guru Medicine Buddha, who's looks like the Buddha, but he's blue in color, and you just invite him into your meditation. Okay, but first we do a breath meditation. So get comfortable, relax the shoulders, and just breathe. Just noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing if you carry tension anywhere in your body. Just keep coming back to the breath. Now you might notice that your breath changes as we go. Just allow that to happen naturally. It should be your natural breath. Now we're going to begin the visualization aspect of the meditation. So imagine that you're in a vast field or meadow on a beautiful, warm, sunny day. Wouldn't that be nice? Feeling very content and satisfied. Now, off in the distance, you can sense a very sacred building or structure that seems to call to you. And so you make your way there to this beautiful space, this beautiful structure. It could be a garden, it could be a temple, cove, something beautiful that really resonates with you. Now you go inside that place, and the inside is even more spectacular and beautiful and divine. In this place, you feel safe, you feel comfortable, you feel warm, you feel meditative. Now in front of you, imagine that there's a giant white lotus flower. You don't know what a lotus flower looks like, just imagine carnation or a rose, white in color, but very large and in full bloom. Now let's invite that healing force, that healing energy, maybe through Medicine Buddha, or whatever is the divine connection for your healing. Invite them to take a seat upon that flower in front of you. And they appear there, and they take a seat upon that flower, or rest upon that flower. And they're very happy to be there with you, happy to be part of this meditation, to help in your healing and the healing of others. And you feel great love radiating from them. And now with a heart of giving and generosity, make the traditional offerings to this being, to this energy. First is argam, which means water, offering pure water for them to drink. Next is padyam, which is water to rinse the feet. Next is pushpe, which is flowers, beautiful flowers. Could be a garland of flowers, could be a bouquet, could be flower petals raining down upon them. Dupe is next. That's incense, most fragrant, healing incense they could ever smell. Dipe is light, beautiful, luminous, healing light. Could be the light of the stars, could be the light of fireflies or candles, light of a rainbow. Use your imagination to make your offerings as beautiful as you can. Gande is next. Sanskrit word for perfumed oil. Beautiful oil for your skin. Next is Nivade, which is food. Pure and delicious food. And finally, Shabda, which is sound. Divine sound. It could be the sound of bells, the sound of beautiful voice. You could even, in your mind, sing them a song, play them your favorite song from the radio, just an offering of some beautiful music. You can see that from all these offerings, their joy is increased. They're very happy. And now take a moment to think of something that is holding you back in your healing journey. Maybe you have some poor dietary habits or poor sleeping habits, something that you know has been a challenge. And tell them about it as a way of just getting it out there and getting it off your back. Also with the intention of trying to avoid continuing those behaviors that you know aren't in your best interest. And they look upon you with great compassion and understanding and support. Now think of something that you do in your life that is really positive, that really helps to bolster your health. Maybe you've been taking more walks. Maybe you've been taking care of yourself, going to see your massage therapist or whatever. Whatever good practices you're doing for your health, really rejoice in that. And they look upon you with great love and great joy. They rejoice in your goodness, the goodness of those activities that you're doing. Rejoice in their goodness, their healing energy throughout the universe. Taking joy in that. And now ask that being for their blessing. Blessing is an empowerment to transform yourself in a very positive way. And through their energy, they could help you to just instantly transform any negativities, increase your healing, to open your heart. And they very happily give you their blessing. And now ask that holy being to stay in your life, there as a positive presence, positive force, helping you, guiding you, healing you, always there when you need them. And we're very happy to be with you and to stay with you. And you can see that they're slowly starting now to shrink down in size along with that white lotus flower. Shrink and shrink and shrink. And they float in the air just in front of you. They've shrunk down to about the size of a pea. And they turn around and come onto the crown of your head. So they're facing the way that you're facing, resting on the crown of your head. Now imagine that from their heart, flows a divine nectar, white with a bit of a yellow tinge, moves like honey, flows from their heart down to the crown of your head, and slowly it melts down, starting at the top, moving down your body, healing everything that it touches, penetrating deep into your body, cleansing and healing every cell. Slowly moves down. Just take a couple minutes to move all the way down. And then when it gets to the bottom, it fills you up like a container, like a jar full of honey, healing honey. It fills you up back to the top. Now let's take a few rounds just on your own, just visualizing this honey melting down from the crown of your head and then filling back up to the crown of the head. Always maintain your focus on that honey as it moves down and up. Maintain your awareness so you know if your mind has wandered. Aware of any thoughts, continuously coming back to that healing nectar as it flows up and down. And constantly relaxing into the present moment, here and now. Complete contentment, satisfaction, without trying to change this moment in any way. Full presence with practice, healing yourself, this healing nectar. And now, imagine your whole body is just healed and full of this divine healing nectar. Now imagine that from the crown of your head to your heart is a thin shaft of white light. Now invite that holy energy, that holy being into your heart. And they very happily move from the crown of your head through that thin shaft of white light, down and down until they reach your heart. Now your heart center can be a wonderful, beautiful place. Even though it might appear small physically, in your heart, it can be vast and beautiful, majestic, a wonderful home for that being to reside. And when they arrive at your heart, they're overjoyed, very happy to stay in this heart paradise within you. And from their heart, they emanate a beautiful healing light. It shines so bright that it fills your whole body. Once again, healing you, this time from the inside, from the heart. working its way out. And your whole body becomes full of light till it's bursting with light. And it starts to burst out of all of your pores and shine out into the world. It fills the whole room, it fills the whole city, fills the whole province, the whole country, the whole world. And your healing light becomes so bright, it's like a star shining out into the universe, a beacon of hope, a beacon of healing, a beacon of love. Just rest for a few moments in this healing light, sharing this healing essence with those around you. Now, feel the presence of that holy universal healing energy in your heart that happily resides there. Feel it as if it were merged with your own. You don't know where you start and it stops. That healing energy is part of you. Feel that presence as part of yourself as you go through your day. You can keep coming back to that presence whenever you need to. Whenever you think of it, it can be a great space to come into first. A little boost to your healing, to your presence, to your energy. Now let's bring our awareness back to our breath once again. And then slowly allow yourself to move as you feel called to. Slowly coming out of meditation. Thank you so much for joining me for that meditation. Great way to start your day, great way to connect with the healing forces that we have in our side of ourselves. We often mistake the placebo effect as a negative thing, but it's actually, it shows that we have a scientifically proven effect on our own healing. Our belief in healing and our contribution to our healing is very real, to the point that it has to be accounted for in any trials for any type of pharmaceutical drug or any type of health modality. So I'd like to open up the floor if anybody has any questions about my practice at Lavender Lane and how I may be of service to you. I'd love to have you out. And I always tell people that even if you're in perfect health, you should get acupuncture at least every few months just to keep everything in perfect health and to boost your energy, balance everything. Because life is stressful, you know, and acupuncture can really help with that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm very happy to help. I should also mention you can ask any questions about yoga or meditation as well. I teach Qigong and Tai Chi. So those are things that I'm happy to share with as well. Hope my dog's snoring wasn't too loud during the meditation. She breathes a little heavier in her older age. Some questions that I often get for meditation is, when is the best time to meditate? And there is an hour of the day they call the ambrosia hour. It's the time basically before everyone else is awake. It's the time before the sun rises, before the birds really start chirping. And it's got this stillness quality that is just very precious and wonderful for meditation. Also, you've already slept for some time, so meditating when you're tired can be challenging because you almost fall over if you're really sleepy when you meditate. So if you've already slept, then first thing in the morning, nice and early, is a great time to meditate. This thing behind me is an infrared sauna. If you really want to boost your meditation practice, get yourself one of these. I got a floor model, so I saved a lot of money that way. And it's just such a pleasant place to be. I got lots of great healing stones in there, and it's just, I just want to be in there all the time. So it really has helped my meditation practice. Best money you might spend if you really enjoy the heat of infrared sauna, but also really want to bolster your meditation practice. So that's another point that people ask me, is like, where's the best place to meditate? What are some things that you can build around you to meditate better? And that's it, making it comfortable, making it beautiful, have a nice altar with some stones or some very healing objects that really bring you into your practice and attract you to your practice. If you want to create space in your life for meditation, you really do want a physical space for your meditation practice too. Often when I move into a new place, the first thing I set up is my meditation altar, because that's just a really important space for me. And it's a big form of nourishment as well. There's a number of things that we take in for nourishment, even being on our phones, watching Netflix, things like that, give us some sustenance. Hope gives us sustenance. Food gives us sustenance. Meditation can also give you sustenance. So if you meditate in the same time and place every day, it can be like if you sat down to have a meal at the same time and place every day. As soon as you sat down there, you'd just naturally be hungry. Naturally, the process of digestion would start. So meditation can be the same way. And if you then miss a day, you feel like almost like you've missed out on a meal, because you get so much out of it. You get so much energy out of it. So it is a very wonderful practice, and it can help also with things like eating disorders, things like that, because it gives you another form of sustenance to work with as well. So if you have a tendency to overeat, you might be taking in too much sustenance from the foods and not enough from a deeper place. Although there's a lot of other contributing factors, of course, but it can be a helpful tool for sure. Just if anybody has a question, well, I just have a few minutes left before I finish. If anybody has a question off of what I've been talking about. Okay, before I finish, I wanted to just talk about something I'd like to do more at Lavender Lane. I work at another place as well, where I've been doing a lot of cosmetic acupuncture, and I've even gotten a lot of men out for it, which previously was very challenging. I haven't really had a lot of male clients for it, but through word of mouth, I've gotten a number of them, and they've really gotten a lot out of it and enjoyed it quite a bit. And some of my clients, like, I get them to take a before and after picture, because it's that noticeable of an uplift on the complexion. Any tendency to feel like your complexion is just tired, or that you just look tired, you don't look as youthful and energetic as you used to, cosmetic acupuncture can sometimes really help that. But you kind of have to see it to believe it. It's quite something. It's one of my favorite things to do, because acupuncture can sometimes not be super tangible. People feel good afterwards, but they don't know necessarily if they're sleeping really well because of the acupuncture or a number of other factors. But when you go in for cosmetic and you come out looking vibrant, you know it's the acupuncture, and people are very happy, and it's that makes me feel good. So if you'd like, you can come out and give that a try. Happy to give you a treatment. It's very great for you as well. So thank you all for coming and for listening, and for having a nice meditation sit with me. If you have any questions, or if you like any type of personal instruction, I can do that as well. Thank you all. Thank you, Christine, for having me. It's been a pleasure to start the day. Lynn is next. And I wish you all a great weekend. Thank you. Namaste.